What's up, guys? This is Tash.
This is Grant.
And this is
Indiebnb.
today, tonight, whatever time you're listening to this. We talk with Caroline Kingsbury from Los Angeles, beautiful California, as Grant likes to say. She's got a hit song named Fall in Love, and it's just a very cool individual all around. She's got a lot of music coming up ahead of us. Listen to the podcast.
Hey, roll that motherfucking tape. She's got a lot of juice.
Welcome back to Indiebnb. Grant and I are joined today by Caroline Kingsbury, all the way from Los Angeles. What's going on, Caroline?
What's up, you guys?
We are so stoked to have you on this podcast. As we were talking about before we started, you came on our screen probably back in April maybe with Fall in Love, and it just was like it was like old is new again and new is old again or something. I don't know what it was, but it hit us right in the face. So we're stoked to have you on here.
Thank you so much. I mean, I put out my record in April, so that seems like a good time for you guys to have found me.
Yeah, it seemed to work out perfect. But we're big fans of your music and can't wait to talk about it a little bit. So, let's start right. I've done some research, but let's start at the beginning. So
Sure.
You're from Florida originally, right?
Yes. And you guys are in Atlanta.
We are both in Atlanta.
You're both in Atlanta. Got it.
For some reason, we never do these together, probably because they're always late at night and we have work in the morning. But
fair.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You're from Florida, and I saw you were in a very religious family and kind of shielded from like cool music for a long time.
Yes. I was technically not allowed to listen to non-Christian music until I was like in my teen years. But that wasn't because my mom or dad were like crazy assholes. It was just the environment, the church environment that we were in. So, but that is true. Yes.
Okay. So you get in your teenage years. Who do you start listening to? What starts forming who Caroline Kingsbury is today?
Well, I started listening to Bob Dylan. So I started like really with the classics. I was like, all right, Beatles, I bought a whole box set of like the Beatles, like every fucking album. And also Bob Dylan, and I got super into folk music. And super just into like the lyric side of things, because that was what came most naturally to me. It wasn't like I was a prodigy guitar player or even a prodigy singer or anything. It was just that I found like a happy medium where like I could sing and I could play guitar, but songwriting was really where I felt at home. So Bob Dylan was like a big one. And that was early high school. And I definitely listened to the like popular indie rock of the 2010s, like Phoenix and Hello Goodbye. Those are big ones. I loved the energy of the music, and also you could just imagine those songs live, So I feel like that really influenced me as well. And Arcade Fire, that was the like tail end of my high school experience. I was obsessed with Arcade Fire.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Especially with the new album, I can hear it. So had you, when you started listening to this music, did you play any instruments? Were you singing? What were you doing then?
So I started singing when I was in middle school. Like I started realizing like I could sing, and my mom put me in voice lessons, and kind of naturally from there I started writing, and then I started taking a guitar class at school, and I started taking piano lessons. So it kind of just like, once I realized I could sing and I was writing, and I was like, okay, I sort of started doing everything.
So singing, guitar, any piano, drums, anything?
Not drums. No. I was in the drum line in my school for a few weeks. That was because I was the only one who could keep a rhythm. But otherwise, no, just piano and guitar.
Okay, so then you're singing piano, guitar. How did you start creating your own music?
Well, had I had been a good writer before. I had been like the top of my English class, and I I loved writing, and I mean, I didn't love like writing papers and shit, but I loved writing and being creative and expressive. It was kind of natural to move from I'm a good writer, now I can sing and play a little bit, to be writing songs.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt like a really natural expression for me, especially being like an angsty teenager.
Yeah. So did you just start
So,
writing songs that you were keeping to yourself, or were you recording and trying to share it?
not really in high school. I mean, I had like a little YouTube page and like would post like covers and little like, you know, I wasn't like super into the whole like YouTube thing, but I did do that. And I started recording myself in GarageBand, which is a program on like all Mac computers.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like a gateway to like me learning to record for myself, but I didn't have any like supplemental knowledge or really like I didn't know anyone that was doing that. And so it kind of wasn't like the focus, and I feel like
Yeah.
I could have become an engineer wizard, but I just like I didn't have that kind of push or that like encouragement. And honestly, that's kind of normal for women in music and in the music industry. It's just not as encouraged for them to get into the engineering and the producing side, at least when I was growing up. Whereas now I think it's becoming more of a thing. But yeah, so started playing like talent shows at my school and writing songs, after school, waiting for my mom to pick me up. And I would just spend literally all my time writing and singing in my room because I like my parents were very strict.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the only thing I was allowed to do. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So how did you get into like, I guess maybe your first band, or like your first like real act, like where you were going and playing live music?
Well, I started playing live in church. So I was in the like worship band in church. Very common in the South. You guys know the whole like church band vibe. So I started playing in the church band basically as soon as I could start really playing and singing. And I was doing that all the way through my senior year of high school, from middle school all the way through high school, and doing that like 4 times a week, 3 times on Sundays and once on Wednesday. So that was really where I learned how to play live and lead a band and organize a band. But the like real like where I'm playing my music live and I'm in a like, or I'm promoting my music was in college. So I went to college in Nashville, Tennessee at Belmont University I was there for a year and a half, and that's when I started playing out around Nashville at like the local clubs there, and put a band together with people that I knew from school. And even I toured like regionally a little bit and played guitar and singing for some people. And that was pretty much it though.
You must have had a lot of experience gigging, just from like in being in front of the church 4 days a week. I mean, like, or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Like, you probably were the most tenured person in like.
I was, but it's also different because like performing in church is not like really performing. You're supposed to be like worshiping God, but it definitely was a performance for me because but I didn't realize it at the time. I was like trying to be genuine and like but I'm a performer in my heart, and in my who I am is I'm a performer. I want to do that. So I brought a lot of that energy into my church band. To some disdain, people didn't like that, but I was having fun. But no, I mean, honestly, I did not really feel comfortable on stage playing my music when it was like my songs. When I came to college, that was a huge transition. But I played so many shows in Nashville. Like, you could play a show every fucking day there, and I did. So I think after that point was when I started to feel really comfortable playing live.
How many times have you played Low Places?
How many times have I what?
How many times have you played Friends in Low Places?
Oh, actually, I didn't play covers. Like, I was just doing my music.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I wasn't like doing the country bars in Nashville.
Yeah.
Those are fun to go to, but I was just doing more of the like local like indie spots, and doing a lot of house shows, because that was a big thing at my college. Was like someone would have a show in the back of their house or in their living room, and I just did tons of those too. So, but I wish I had played Friends in Low Places. That sounds fun.
So how did that compare? I guess, when you're playing these sort of more indie spots in Nashville, how did that sound compare to what your sound is now? And like, did it help kind of break through whatever might have been holding you back to get to where you are now?
Well, I was doing folk music pretty hardcore right out of high school into college, and was pursuing that as my career. And I had a moniker that I was performing under, and I was really pursuing that. And I released an EP, and I was like a sophomore in high school, and I changed lanes after I played so many gigs like that, with my folk project. But I changed lanes kind of after my brother got diagnosed with cancer for the first time. And this was before, it wasn't, he wasn't dying at the time. It was just a shock. And I dropped out of school and was just dealing with a lot of mental health shit, and I think that made me realize that I was like kind of suppressing who I am, which is a performer and, a little extra. And but I was like really like holding it all in, where I was like, I'm not good enough. And I realized that I loved performing. I loved playing live. I loved the energy, the exchange. And the music I was making wasn't in service of that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to switch lanes. Okay, yes, I'm a good songwriter. I can fucking write folk music all day. But what else can I do? And that point that I reached where I was like, what else can I do, was when I started leaning in the direction that you see now. And also switched from acoustic guitar to electric guitar.
So was that a easy transition for you then, since it sounds like that's kind of like who you really are? Is this?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't easy. It took a lot of time. I was a Christian basically up until my sophomore year of college. So, and that was when I dropped out, was midway through sophomore year. So I had a lot of emotional baggage from that, and also like from family stuff and my brother. And so it was not an easy thing. It was kind of like a rude awakening, like, oh, fuck, like this isn't good. I'm not doing good. But starting that process, I feel like I wouldn't be like sitting here feeling good about where I am if I hadn't have done that. So, life's hard for everyone, and there are times where you feel like you really need to make a change, or you need to be honest with yourself about something. And for me, that was a lot in part with my sexuality, and I didn't really realize the connection of it. But coming out as queer, at 22 really helped me feel just more open to to what was possible for me.
Yeah.
So no, it was not easy.
Not easy.
but it was necessary. So we all got to do it, you know. So
well, that's awesome that, you know, it helps you find basically who you are as a person in many aspects. But the question I was really getting at was more like in the, you know, the transition, just in the sound of like just literally the sound. I mean, I love the story you just gave us there, but I was asking more about the sound.
Well, yeah, because I was really going from acoustic to more synth-based, more electric, more sparkly, from like woodsy and like, you know, and that was difficult because I hadn't ever played electric guitar. And I, you know, and this is just another thing about, you know, that being a girl growing up, people are just like, oh, you're cute, you can sing, like, go be Taylor Swift. And that was a lot of the kind of like encouragement that I got. So they weren't like, you could be Heart, you have the voice of, you could be Heart, you could play guitar, girl, and you could go and do that. No one was saying that to me, which I wish they would have. But so the transition, yes, sonically was difficult because I was learning an entirely different way of making music. So I didn't really feel like confident in my ideas until like a couple years ago, when the record really started taking form. And in large part was because I was playing live in this new sound more. So that made me feel more at home because live is where I feel like I really thrive. But I was taking these elements of the sound and the performance that I wanted to put into it and really making it come to life rather than it just be like an idea or on a computer. So yes, to answer your question, it was difficult just because I had to relearn ways of making music, basically.
So did your songwriting process change, or was it still kind of rooted in the same function, I guess?
It did change for sure. You know, I feel like the whole reason that my record came to life was because I started producing for myself, producing like from the very beginning, choosing sounds, choosing, you know, ways of recording things. And I mean, I was not like, you know, I wasn't like a professional or anything. I was just kind of like making it up as they went along. But that was when I feel like my process really came together, was like being able to be in charge of the ideas rather than like, I have a song, like, what do you think, to, you know, a producer or something, because that was kind of how it was before. So now it's all kind of interlinked with guitar production and songwriting. Like it all kind of happens at once.
Okay, yeah, I got you. We've talked to a few just like straight up producers on here, and we always got into we talked to them about like how hard it is, like picking the sound, like especially with all these you know, DAW programs and stuff that it's unlimited. Like how do you
literally have so many choices?
How can like you can, you know, sit there and tinker with stuff until you die. You know, so you know that must have been a big learning curve on just like mainly just being like, okay, this is the sound and I'm sticking with it for the deal.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, you just kind of have to like fake it till you make it. And you're like, okay, I like this, so I'm just not going to fuck with it. But my personality isn't super like analytical. So I'm not like, I feel I do know producers and artists who are very, very controlling over what sounds and how they're done. And I don't feel that way. I feel like I'm a little bit more like, okay, that sounds good, let's go with that. And if down the line I want to change it, I'll change it. But I try to just go with my gut, you know, to avoid
sounds like you're always like, you want to push it to like, I don't want to be sitting in this room making this on a computer. I want to get it done so I get on the stage.
Yes, totally. That's my favorite part. So totally.
Hell yeah. Well, let's get into this album a little bit. So this was a long time coming. Is that a fair statement?
Oh yeah. But the thing is, it's funny because so many people have said it to me, but I'm like, I'm only 25. But I've been doing music since I was fucking like 16. So yes, but also like, I haven't been a fully formed human, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it wasn't like you just were like a year ago, we're like, oh, I'm gonna write this album. It was
No,
this wasn't
was
a
a
creature
process.
of COVID, as I've said many of times on here.
Yeah. It was basically just I was growing up. I moved to LA. I was learning about who I am. And in that process, like I said, my writing process changed. So while I was writing, I was learning new ways of production and new sounds and new things as I'm writing. So the record really is so like, you can kind of see the sonic changes from when I started writing it to one of the very last songs that I wrote for it. So like one of the very first songs I wrote for it was Power, which is the first song on the album. And then one of the last songs I wrote for it was Hero. And, I'm the difference in those two songs, it's not like night and day, but it's just, you can kind of tell I was maybe a little younger or a little bit more timid in certain songs, or I was just choosing to express that way. So God, it was just me growing up in this record and learning. And I wasn't like a fully formed artist, I was learning on the go. And then at the end of like 3 years of doing that, my label, who was my manager before, but he started a label, was like, hey, you have all these songs, let me put them together so you can see. And he just put the songs in an order, which is generally the order that you hear them today. He was like, this is a record. And then I was like, oh, fuck, this is a record. Shit, I didn't even mean to do that. But yeah, so it was just a lot of growing up basically in this record. And a lot of life happened, so
Yeah. And I feel like you can hear that lyrically throughout the album. There's just a lot of different emotions and storytelling that sound like they're very personal. I'm losing my words, but just very personal stories of yours that do have a theme of sort of growing up and becoming. I guess we're all adults. I don't know. We're all in our 20s, but
yeah,
I guess
barely adults.
Yeah, it's such a powerful album. I mean, it almost sounds like it should be like a Whitney Houston album. It's got just those huge and huge drums. Where did that kind of sound develop from?
Well, that all comes from my love of live music. So I wanted those, and also the love of the 80s. So in the process of the album was when I was trying to identify those sounds that I would hear and have like an emotional reaction to live. And a lot of those are dramatic kind of moments and sounds. And as I started realizing the 80s was like a very specific era that I kept being drawn to, it made it kind of a lot easier to choose sounds that would reflect that. But truly, I mean, it all comes from the heart of everything that I do. Is I want to play these songs live. I want to like look into people's eyes and like do it with them, because like and sing it and like cry and sweat and like I'm not trying to just be like a recording artist. So and so the intentions for those dramatic sounds and moments are just for live, because I know that it works live. Maybe a little extra on recording, but some people like that. You guys like it, so
love it. I mean, I remember Grant sent me Fall in Love, and luckily I had my AirPods in, and I was like, holy shit, this is like this is sound. Like, this is a lot of sound coming at me in a great way. That is just a power ballad. Take us through that one. Where did that stem from?
Oh
How
my
did you get those
God.
drums? I mean, it's all incredible.
Well, I actually wrote that song in a writing session with these professional songwriters in LA, which is funny because none of the songs of the album happened that way. That's the one song of the album I wrote with someone else in a kind of a formal capacity. And I went into, I was fresh off of my first tour. I was opening for Alex Leahy in 2019, and I was going through this kind of glam rock moment where I had just played all these shows and I was kind of embodying this like dramatic character while on stage, and I was wearing glitter dresses and tons of eyeliner because I had never really done that before. And it just was something that I was experimenting with and trying, and came back from the tour and had this writing session, and went into it being like, I want this to be like a power ballad. Literally was like, that's what I want. And we started writing it, and it just happened. But the intention was there. And I didn't want it to be like, I wanted it to have an air of mystery in like, you know how the verse is like, standing out in the rain, and it like kind of drifts off, wonder where it all goes wrong. So it's like the contrast between airy, dreamy, but then like in your face 80s rock. And that it just happened basically from those intentions.
Well, whatever you did right.
Fucking nailed it.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. Okay, I have to tell you guys, this is a secret, but I can't tell you what movie the song is going to be in, but the song is going to be in a major motion picture coming out in January.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a movie theaters, bitch. So it'll be really cool. I can't say what it is yet, but it's gonna be in a real ass movie, so that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it better be like a skyline shot of like either New York or LA. Somebody's flying in. It's like,
oh. Well, you'll see. It's actually going to be kind of freaky and weird. Not like sexual, but like freaky, like, I don't know. You'll see.
And
Oh,
let's go.
Yeah.
Exclusive. Everyone look
Exclusive.
Out. Exclusive. Yes.
Grant, you want to get into some music video action?
Yeah.
Let's talk music. I mean, like everything you do is big, and everything you do is, with that live intention. But I loved, I watched obviously, I watched the Fall in Love music video. But first, I want to talk about, breaking apart, that music video first. What inspired that? How'd you make it? I mean, a lot of indie artists we talk to, it's a definitely different process from your traditional, Foo Fighters can just go rent a freaking movie set and do whatever the hell they want. But like,
right.
It's definitely a different vibe for indie artists. So tell me about that video in particular.
Well, so that was also, funny enough, a similar time period that I wrote Fall in Love. And I was fresh off of the tour. So the glam rock was inside of me, and I was really feeling it. And I had a friend who's a director, who I had been wanting to make a music video with for so long. He's an experienced indie director. He does shit for major labels, but he also does stuff for indie artists. And so he has all the equipment. He can do it. He did it all by himself. So it was me and Joe DeSantis, and then my friend Bren Zavaleta, who does hair and makeup. So it was just the three of us who did the video. So he arranged it all, and he's experienced. So he just fucking did it. And we had many phone calls, thinking it through and talking about the energy that we wanted it to be. And I really think that like coming fresh off of like the tour and doing that video was helped the video to be elevated. It's still my favorite video to this day. Like, favorite hands down. Besides, I do really love my Kissing Someone Else video. It's just different for me, like, because maybe it's just like the attitude that I was bringing in it. And it was definitely like femme fatale and like mysterious cowboy were like the two characters. And I was being more open about my bisexuality at the time. And so the intention behind it was trying to like, it's me, but I'm presented in these two different kind of ways and energies. And so, and I was super also into the cowboy thing. I was like literally when I was in Texas, I bought like 10 cowboy hats when we were like going through gas stations. I was fucking obsessed. Like I had like 10 cowboy hats in our tour van, and I'm only left with one because I would give them out at shows and stuff. But it was such a huge aspect of it, and so that was kind of, I don't know, the energy just kind of was there, and the glam rock makeup, and yeah, it just really came together. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, we always like hearing that. Those little nuggets. Hey, I bought the cowboy hats in Texas. I mean, it's. I think every person who goes to Texas, you gotta get yourself a cowboy hat. That's sick. I love you wearing the tie, and you had
the suit.
Like, man,
yeah,
it was like it was a real oil baron. Like it was nice.
Well, I put it together. Like I put those outfits together. The dress was actually, the gold dress was my mom's dress from the 80s. And she had given it to me for the tour and was like, you need to give it back to me. And I was like, okay, have not given it back to her. I still have it, still wear it. And then the suit was just things that I had thrifted and put together, and that one really came together. It was a really special video.
That's very cool. Very cool. Well, I do want to talk about Fall in Love. The making inspiration there. You're in the bathtub. You got the makeup running in the back. I'm like, I mean, it's just, there's so much in there. Tell me about making that one and kind of the inspiration. Probably similar, probably in the same headspace as that.
Well, yes, definitely. It was actually filmed during COVID, so it was definitely a weird time. But the whole inspiration behind the song "Fall in Love" was because I legitimately fell in love and met my girlfriend, who I'm still dating, and it was a very tumultuous time because we were both touring, and she was touring a lot, and then I was home, and then I had, my brother passed away right after that tour, and right after that music video as well. Literally, I put out that video and my brother had passed away. So it was like right before then was such a crazy experience going on my first tour, and then falling in love with Liv, and then being together, and then my brother dying, and then COVID. So all of those things happened right before that video was made. And so my energy and my intention was different. Unfortunately that video didn't come out the way that I really hoped it would. It still is cool. It's not my favorite, but I think it's just because maybe it's attached to the negative headspace that we were all in during COVID. But I wanted it to be kind of kitschy and fun and a little cheesy. I have my girlfriend featured in the end of the video, and a lot of times women relationships are sexualized, and so I wanted it to just be kind of like a sweet moment, between me and my girlfriend, and not be like a super sexualized thing. So I wanted it to be dramatic and 80s, and like the makeup running down your face. It's like, that's like, if you're a girl and you come home from the club, like you take a shower, you're not fucking taking your makeup off. Like you're drunk and you have makeup all over you. That's just the truth. So, so it was just meant to do to express that the push and pull of the being in a relationship and going through stuff, and so yeah.
Gotcha. Well, very cool. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's, there's, we always talk about it as like kind of the unsung chapter of the book, and a different piece of the you can hear the music all you want, but then you see that visual as well. It does wonders sometimes. And I'm sure there's a music video you can think of, like every time you hear a song, you immediately think of like, wow, all right, I'm in the music video because I was the thing to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Like Californication for me. As soon as they spawn in on the video game, I hear the damn, we're here.
You're like, I'm there. Yeah, totally, absolutely.
So before we get into Pete Peterson, I did want to ask you, how did you come up with the album cover? Because it is very fitting for the album.
I didn't come up with it. my photographer who did the album photos had this photograph already, and I had seen it on her Instagram, and that's not even me in the photo. And I had seen that photo, and every time I saw it on her Instagram, I was just like, well, damn, it's like, that's gotta be an album cover. But so when we were starting to decide what the album cover would be, there were like moments where I was like, okay, do I want to be on the album cover? Do I not want to be? I love being the center of attention. So I was like, sure. But my label was like, think about the album rather as an expression of you, but as a story, like a movie poster, or like you know, so when someone sees it, rather than it be like, okay, this is a cool picture of you, like what do you feel like would, when someone looked at it, give them a feeling? And so I thought of Lissy. Her name is Lissy L. And she's this amazing photographer, does a ton of stuff for musicians and editorial stuff. And I thought of her, and I licensed the photo from her, and she ended up doing the other promotional photos for my album. So it was just kind of like a, that makes sense moment where it was like, okay, yes.
It fits. It's like, it makes me feel mysterious for some reason, but then it also is like, seems like it reminds me of Sleepless in Seattle. I don't know what
right.
It's just like
yes,
romantic,
totally.
but like, are they in love? Is it like an affair? You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, right?
It just really caught my eye. So
awesome. I'm so glad. Well, I should have vinyl coming out soon. It's been in pre-order for like 6 months because of COVID and everything. So if you want, you can get it in vinyl. So
I'm gonna have to put it on the wall back here.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. Let's see what you're really made of in Pete Peterson's party pack of questions.
All right, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. 20 questions right in a row here. Okay. And we're gonna start now. Cake and pie. Cake or pie?
Cake.
Ninja or pirate? Would you rather be?
Pirate.
Aliens, are they real?
Aliens, real.
Bigfoot. Is Bigfoot real?
No.
Is love at first sight real?
Ooh, no. Yes, baby.
Okay. All right. Would you rather have a night in or a night out?
Night out.
Yeah. Sunrise or sunset? Which one you rather see?
Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Yeah.
All right, a day at the beach or a night on the town? What are you doing?
Oh, day at the beach sounds good.
Yeah. All right. These orange peanuts you can get at the gas station. They're called circus peanuts. You a fan of those or not?
No. Shitty.
Okay. Shitty. Yeah. Got it.
Shitty. Gross.
It's like Tash and Grant said they're like my favorite candy ever, and he's like, dude, you are the only human being.
No, they're so fucking gross, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Would you rather have a waffle or a pancake?
Waffle. Oh shit! Actually, all right, I'll just go with waffle. But I literally eat so many pancakes. So.
Would you rather have a donut or a Pop-Tart?
Donut.
Donut. You go nuts for donuts? There we go. Robots. Are they going to take over the world?
Yeah, totally. Get ready. Sure? Yeah.
Okay, we're amped. All right. Chips or pretzels?
Chips.
Oh, all right. Well, no hate for pretzels. That's positive.
No hate. Yeah.
All right. What's worse in LA? The traffic or the heat?
The traffic. The heat is nothing compared to the South. Are you fucking kidding? Nothing.
I don't know. I watched that Day in the Valley Entourage episode, and those guys are sweating really hard.
There's like 4 months where it's hot, okay? And the other months are it's like 72 degrees. Otherwise, you guys have like snow and stuff, okay? We don't have that.
Yes, we've been listening to this song called Too Hot in LA. It's a really good song.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I feel like I know that song.
Woody and Jeremy.
Damn, it's just too hot in LA.
Yeah, I recognize the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. If you're going out for a night of comedy, are you going to go to the Comedy Store or the Improv? Which LA institution are you more likely to go to?
Well, I've only ever been to the Comedy Store, so guess that I love comedy, so I'm open.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to a concert, would you rather it be your favorite artist? Would you rather it be playing at the Hollywood Bowl or the Greek Theater?
Okay, guys, don't judge me, but I've never been to either of them.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey,
I've never been to either of them. I've never been to either of them. I mean, the tickets are so expensive.
Gotcha. Good to
But
know.
I will though eventually.
No, you're gonna play it
You're
before you
gonna
go,
play it.
probably.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Are you more of a tea person or a coffee person?
Coffee.
Salad or soup?
Salad.
Tendies or wings?
Tendies.
All day. All right. Our final question for Pete Peterson's Party Pack of Questions: bands we might not know that we ought to know.
Mm-hmm.
And you put on whoever we like to look the artists up. We feature them on the page, possibly. We may get them on the podcast. That's how this thing grows for us. So, who are some people that we ought to know that are some of your friends in LA?
Okay, well, this is actually someone I just met. I just saw them play. Her name is Simone Istwa. Simone, Simone. Then her last name, Istwa. And she is on the Phoenixes, the actor family. Rain Phoenix has a label. She's on her label. And I saw her play at this event that she was having that I was playing at, and I was blown away. And
right.
I mean, like, damn. It's hard to do that. Like, when I'm so jaded about live shows, I'm just like, oh, whatever. But I was in the entire set, and I mean, captivating. She's amazing. Wow. So I would look her up.
Yeah. That's a strong review.
Yeah.
That is a strong recommend. I like it.
Yeah.
We'll for sure look her up. Anybody else you want to shout out, put on?
Well, okay. One of my best friends, Juliana Zachariou. She's amazing. She just put out a song called Becky. And she is basically like the second coming of Paul Simon. She's that good. She's played in my band, but she's also been one of my best friends for forever. She would definitely come on the podcast. I know her. She would absolutely do it. And she has some great songs. And then one more is my girlfriend, Liv Slingerland. She doesn't have her album out yet, but she has one song called Temporary Letdown. And it's like, I listened to that song before I was like dating her, and I was like, oh my God, that shit is good. Okay. So, yeah. So just a little plug there.
Okay. What is can you spell out Juliana's last name for me so I don't?
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow it.
Zachariou.
You. Oh, beautiful. All right.
Yeah. And I also can send you guys the links if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, totally. I'll message you guys the links.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, cool. Well, we appreciate those bands. We're definitely gonna take a look, and obviously we'll feature them and give a shout out, and obviously, hey, we're gonna say, hey, Caroline sent us, so we gotta give you a shout out as well. So.
Awesome, cool.
But thank you so much for answering all 20 of my dumb questions for Pete Peterson's Party Pack of Questions. The world was wondering whether you wanted to be a ninja or a pirate. So now
pirate all the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now we know. But.
Thank you.
Well, Caroline, what's next for you? What do we have going on?
So I am playing a show in San Diego this weekend. I might see you. And then I'm playing a show in LA at the Terragram, opening for Lauren Ruth Ward. And then I have an unannounced tour in September, but I can't say who, what, where, when, why. But I'm doing an East Coast tour, September, October. So just keep an eye out.
Is Atlanta going to be on the dates or what?
I'm not telling you. I honestly actually don't know. I only know some of the dates, but I know the range of dates that I'm doing, but I only know some of the cities.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll keep an eye out. We'll have
Cool.
our bands in town on lock.
Perfect.
Oh, hell yeah. Sounds good.
Caroline, thank you so much for coming on. Everyone go out, listen to Heaven's Just a Flight. Buy it, listen to it, stream it, watch the videos, mainly buy it. Look for Caroline in San Diego this weekend. It will be last weekend when this comes out.
LA. Terragram, August 19th.
August 19th.
2021.
August 19th.
Terragram Ballroom.
Look for her upcoming fall tour to be released soon. And stay tuned in January. There's going to be a blockbuster with her song, Fall in Love.
Oh, yeah.
So, Caroline, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a blast.
Thank you guys for having me. It was awesome. You guys are so great. Thank you.
Of course.
Like we always say, you at the very least, you've got 2 new fans in Atlanta. So they're right here.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm stoked to play Atlanta, so then I get to hang with you guys.
So you are coming to Atlanta.
Oh!
All right, Caroline, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.